remember, honey, I told you we can't be staying out this late on a school night.
We can't be staying out late in the whatever. I'll do what I want.
Snotty Boy has had one of the most incredible glow-ups in human history. But the question is, how did he do it? How did he go from being a sweaty lowlife who pushes over cows to a sweaty lowlife who intentionally puts women in danger so that he can claim he saved them? Well, today we're going to take you on the dramatic journey and tell you the full story of Snotty Boy's glow-up. We are super close to hitting 400 subscribers, and if we can get to that number before 2022, the channel will have gained 300 subscribers this year. So if you enjoy, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It all began one fateful evening when the Snotty Boy and his snotty sidemen decided to partake in a strange activity known as cow tipping.
That's called cow tipping.
However, this is a venture that they would soon come to regret, as little did they know they had been caught in 4K by Otis and the Jersey cows.
Oh, we are so talking. Are we not talking?
I talk the talk, and I walk the walk, motherfucker.
Walkie-talkie, huh? Let's go.
So they hotwired a vehicle that they stole from the woman, and they headed towards suburbia in search of some well-needed revenge. I mean, just look at this kid. Who wouldn't want to get revenge on him? Even if you have nothing to be avenged, he's just so snotty.
You've come to the wrong place.
He then decides to set his spawn, and as he does so, the Jersey cows silently sneak in through his window, and they perform the most legendary act of revenge society has ever witnessed.
That's called boy tipping.
Snotty Boy was traumatized from that night. He spent the rest of his teenage years in search of the Jersey cows, but unfortunately they were impossible to find as they were always on the move, as their iconic catchphrase suggests. It doesn't help that they were constantly being chased by the feds.
Is the scene still?
But Snotty Boy never forgot what the Jersey cows did to him. He discontinued his hobby of cow tipping, and he refused to ever hurt another cow unless they hurt him. Of course, now that he was no longer cow tipping, he needed to find another activity for his Saturday nights. Enter Justin TV, the home of parasocial relationships. Snotty Boy began to use this as his new pastime, following every possible female streamer he could find. In fact, not just on Twitch, on every single platform imaginable. Eventually, he became obsessed with up-and-coming news reporter Roxanne Ritchie, so much so that from the moment he saw her, he knew that they were destined to be together. And he was right, but not in the way I imagine he expected. Snotty Boy followed every move Roxanne made in the media industry. He eventually ended up becoming a cameraman for the news agency she worked for. He eventually came to realise that Snotty Boy was not exactly the most appealing name, so he legally changed it to something far more Chad-esque. He named himself
Titan.
He would eventually attempt to make a move on Roxanne. After all, he'd worked so hard to get to her. He was entitled to her. He was owed Roxanne's affection. I suppose now's a good point to say this video's a joke. I don't actually believe any of this. So when Hal was rejected, he turned to the only super he knew. Megaman. Megaman is a super cool dude, and now that Megamind was deceased, Megaman was looking for a new hero to fight. So Snotty Man and Mega Male formed a partnership. If Man and Meg could turn Citizen Hal into a Giga Chad superhero, Roxanne would be bound to fall in love with him, and that is exactly what led us to the Snotty Boy glow up. But he would eventually come to realise it's not about what you look like or how many superpowers you have. It's about not acting like an entitled, desperate douchebag.
This is so us. We're like an old married couple.
Look, there is no us, okay? There will never be an us.
And he was rejected once again. And that finally led to the turning of the tables, where Megamind became the Mega Chad superhero, and Snotty Boy didn't really change at all. It was just about time he got killed off. So that's exactly what happens, and all was right with the world. Or so we were led to believe. I've heard through the grapevine, why am I so dark in the camera? I've heard that Hal is still alive, and he's now on the side of diabolical Pingu's daddedness. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens from there. I'm Monobrow Man, you can barely see Teddy, and stay tuned for the Wallace and Gromit project. My setup is so nice.